What is going on, travelers, and welcome to the walkthrough episode 3. I'm going to be walking you through stuff what we need for the base, as well as getting you to your next destination to go ahead and progress you through from beginning to mid-game. Let's go ahead and start off with getting some electronics for our base. Let's see if we went ahead and purchased what we needed from here. I think we needed about 14 buildable tech in order for us to get the technology that we needed. And we're only at 6, and we still need to buy everything through this tree up into the solar panel and the battery. So let's go ahead and collect 8 more of those. I don't really see too much. Oh, walked right by it. All right, let's go ahead and start collecting. Hold on, I can't really get around this. There we go. Alright, we did arrive back. We got our 14 salvage data. Let's go ahead and put it into the construction, or the buildable construction terminal, and get all the electronics we need. Okay, we're definitely gonna get that. Whoops, didn't mean to click out of that. That is going to be very important for us getting around. Okay, grab the reactor. Electrical wiring's free, so we don't have to worry about losing anything on that. But we want the battery. And we want the solar panel. Okay, we got everything we need. We're not going to use the bioreactor to build. We're going to be using... I wonder if we have the stuff for the portal. We should have materials for the portal already. Actually, we don't. We need to make 4 metal plating and 2 carbon nanotubes. Ooh, we are a little low on that, and that's going to cost us about 200 ferrite dust. And I believe it was 2 of these? If I'm correct. Yeah, just 2. Let's go ahead and get that ferrite dust if we don't have the rust on us. Okay, we don't have any kind of rust at the moment. Yeah, let's go ahead and... Oh, it's right there. And there's our amount right there being processed. In the meantime, do we have any gold? Because from the solar panels we are going to build later on, we're going to need gold and more metal plating. By doing this now, it sets you up long term for entering the portal, coming in and out. The batteries will restore power as the sun comes up and down. Power goes to the solar panels, and you can kind of guess what happens. Let's go ahead and upload the base. Okay, base has been uploaded to the servers. Now we need to gather ferrite dust to get our base teleport module up and running. While that's going, we can go ahead and collect some more of what we need for the other electronics. Okay, we got our 468 plus what we just picked up, and that gives us a total of 631. We can go ahead and make that 4 metal plating. And now we can go ahead and build the portal. I'm going to go ahead and put it right there because our future batteries will either go here or go there, depending on where we need them to be. Might as well have this one facing here. Cool, now we have a place to come back to when we go up into space, but it is still one way though. We need batteries and solar panels. So in order to build the batteries, go over to your power and industry, your power generation, and we're going to need 3 to 4 more metal plating in order for us to build the solar panels, and we'll go up for gold into space here in just a moment. Let's see if there's any on the ship. There's nothing on the ship, so yeah, we're definitely going to go into space and go get some gold. But first things first, go ahead and make 4 more of these. There, that's already done. And head up into space and look for an asteroid field. If an asteroid field doesn't appear right away in order for you to collect, what you can do is fly towards the space station. At least this works for the walkthrough prep. And set a course, go over there. Sometimes you can stop next to it, sometimes stop a little bit of ways away from it, or just go out in the middle of space if you don't see any an asteroid field right near it, and one will pop up. And there you go. Hoping it would be in front of us instead of behind us, but it still worked. So shoot pretty much anything, just like last time when we collected tritium. You can detect which ones are tritium and which ones are not by scanning the area. You just press C. And you should see some little blue symbols show up, and those will be tritium. Wow, is there no... Oh, there's one right there. I see it. Just, I guess just that one. We blew everything else up, but... Yep, just keep blowing up at your heart's content, and you should see some tritium clusters. I mean, that's always good to collect because we're consistently on the move. We don't have upgrades for the efficiency yet of our pulse drive. To our launch... was it launch thrusters? Yeah. And then collecting silver, we can always go ahead and sell that. It doesn't sell the best, but it is what it is. And for gold, on the other hand, we want to keep a hold of that. If we get gold nuggets, those are the same as clusters. We go ahead and open that, and it gives us a certain set. Be careful not to shoot any ships mining in the area. They will attack you, unfortunately. Even though it's like an oopsie, it was an accident, they still come after you. Sometimes pirates are in here too, so be sure to watch out for them. Now, as far as flying away from them, you can run. They do get away from you, eventually. Sometimes they're a little persistent, and you do have the weapon capability to shoot them down. The photon cannons, as well as the rockets that are attached to the beginning ship, work really well in your beginning stages, so there's no need to worry about having the best of the best right away. Right. Looks like we hit our goal. Wow, we got a bunch of tritium clusters, so we're going to go ahead and hold on to those for a little bit. And we're going to head back down the base so we can begin building. Alright, first things first, let's get those solar panels up before the sun comes up. So if you look on the chart there where it says available to build, we can build about 4, so that's what we want. We just only want to build 4 for right now. Place these however you want on your base. It's up to you, it's your design. Do what you want to do. We're going to be connecting all 4 of these together. And we're going to start to build the batteries here in just a minute. If you notice they're red, that's fine, because they're not opened up yet. Huh. I kind of missed that one. Alright, all of them are connected. And if we look up, there's a spot to have the solar panel come down. So our batteries, more than likely, are going to be stashed over here. And we can go ahead and do that by having this one come down to the 2 we're going to have there. And for batteries, on the other hand, we need magnetized ferrite. We need about 120 of it and 200 condensed carbon. So let's see what we can do about the magnetized ferrite? 120 of it, which means we need 240 pure ferrite. Oh, condensed carbon, that's right. We only have 51 of it, and we need about 200. Now, judging from what we already have, we only have 384 left, which means we need to go out and collect a little bit more. So if you already have the amount that's needed, which is about 200 condensed carbon, go ahead and do that. If not, go outside, go look at some trees that are plants that have carbon and oxygen, and start collecting those. Remember, it is a 2-to-1 ratio. So if you need about 200, that means you need about 400 carbon. Okay, so that's gonna take a minute. Let's go outside and collect some more carbon. In the meantime, we'll have our batteries ready. Like the solar panels are coming back out and they're ready to collect. Let's go ahead and get those batteries ready. 240 left. That's actually awesome. That kind of puts us up to 700. Add in as well. That should be our 400 that we need. Perfect. Now, some really cool things here. We could have just put it right there next to it, so that way that can actually get to it. But we will be putting up another prefab in the future, so we want to make sure we have good patterning. I don't know how to say it, other than the fact that make sure that your electricity can get to where it needs to go, just like this one. So we have this one in the back. And come up over here, and you don't really have to make it all decorative. You can choose to just drag it along where you need to go. Oh my god. I messed up there. Let's go ahead and just put it straight down here. Oops. If you do make an oops while you're building, go ahead and... well, I guess we can't. Go ahead and choose an object to build, and you can press C if you're on mouse and keyboard, and then press X. That'll get rid of the mistake you made. Go ahead and choose the right thing that you want. Hold on, I kind of goofed. It double clicked on me. All right, take that and add it up to that, and pretty soon, as soon as we attach up here, right there, and right there to down here, it will go straight to the two batteries, and unfortunately, it will start taking power. Go ahead and put into the portal, but you'll notice the amount we're taking in is still building up, so it doesn't matter at this point. As long as we're still taking in power for the batteries to keep and to have them charged, when we come back, they'll be all nice and fine. If you want to build more batteries, go ahead. If you want to build a bigger grid, so that way, again, you're future-proofing yourself. If not, let's go ahead and head to the space station. We don't necessarily have to take the ship back up there, which is the beauty of this. We can just go ahead and go to... ooh, we haven't been in the space station yet, actually. We do need to fly. In the future, it'll be easy to come back and forth. If you haven't been in the space station yet, it's that octagonal icon right in front of us. We just need to get off planet. I believe we can't pulse. Oh, wait, hold on. I take that back. We can pulse right when we're in the air. You have to be at a certain level in order for you to pulse from a planet or from a moon. Then you just fly in. The tractor beam should take you. If it's your first time in, I believe music plays for the first time, but it hasn't for us right now. So maybe that's an old thing of the past. Okay, now we need to ask about the mysterious signal. You can go up to any one of these life forms. It really doesn't matter. We can go up to one right here at a booth and just ask. Ask about travelers. Okay, looks like we need to ask another one. We can ask another one that's over here. And if you're wondering, no, you can't shoot your multi-tool in here. Right, that was our second one. We can ask another one over here. They don't know. I have a long dialogue, and then we need to go back to the base computer. It gives you a little spiel about the space station if you want to go ahead and read that. We will be coming up here in the future. So, oh my god, purchase one of these. Oh, it's A-class. And it's a bit out of our price range, but that won't matter as soon as we go into trading later on in the future. This will still be here. It's not going to go anywhere. And not only one, but there's two. So you can automatically just go ahead and get two. I think they're different. They are different, actually. This one has a Blaze Javelin in the supercharged slot. Already comes with the supercharged slot, which we will talk about later on in the series. Pulse Spinner is just another weapon for your multi-tool. And this one has a lot more slots, actually. This one's A-class. I mean, B-class, and the other one is A-class. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on those in the future. Now let's go ahead and jump down. There is something I wanted to go ahead and go over that we didn't talk about at the beginning of the series, which is the appearance modifier. Just walk up to this and you're able to change the costume of your character. So we have race, which is what we are, anomaly. And you have Gek, which are the little tiny lizard guys that you see from time to time. Vikings, the warrior-like guys, who really have a really mean stare. Korvax, which are really the robots. And then Traveler, which I think they have different presets and helmets that you can put on there. You can just go down the line, and there are actually, yeah, different Travelers if you want to go ahead and pick one that fits your fancy. We want to choose a straight up anomaly because we want to look like spacemen. You can change the body shape. You can be either normal, you can be big, you can be tall and skinny, short and I want to say pudgy, but that looks more like build. And then I guess a regular shape that way, but I kind of like this one a little bit better since I am short. Then you can change the helmet type. A lot of these will be unlocked with the more side missions and I want to say expeditions along with achievements that you'll see later on in the series. But because we love Star Wars quite a bit, actually we want to look more bounty hunter, so we're going to go ahead and use that one. And you can use the markings on the helmet and change them up a bit. That black, yellow, and black. I kind of don't like the bottom being all yellow, but let's go ahead and change the top part to yellow. Now let's go ahead and choose. That the black, that one the yellow. There we go. I believe that works. Let's go ahead and choose our torso. We can go ahead and choose some of them. You can choose 2. You can choose 1 if you're happy with that one. 3 is also pretty good. But this one I really like. This one I really like for the armor that we're going to receive later on in the series. And then black and the yellow. You really have to ask why I'm choosing black and yellow for a lot of this. Look at the symbol. Armor style, life support, which is the one that we have right now. The industrial plating is this one. This is my favorite, the sleek chest plate. And then we have this one, which is the antique breastplate. So I'm going to go ahead and choose that one. Markings, we're going to have the little like line markings there. Gloves, on the other hand, there's 4 to choose from. I'm cool with this one. Have the certain markings on that: black, yellow, and black. Okay, boots, same thing. You can have those. Industrial leggings. Actually, we're on legs. I'm sorry, we're not on boots yet. We're on legs. Like choosing this. This one's really good too, but it doesn't really clash with it. I know I'm going over clothing and stuff like that when we really should be going over how to get all this stuff and what looks like what. Number 2 is actually my favorite. We have sleek boots if you wanted those, or you can have the steel boots. That'll look more badass. But we're gonna go ahead and choose that. Cool, black, yellow, black, and we can go ahead and choose the backpack. Since capes have made their way into the game, you can go ahead and put a flowing cape in. What does the X mean? Oh, okay, that means no cape. Once you put this in, that means you will have a tiny little jetpack in the back, but your cape will mostly show up every time you jump and fly. You'll mostly flow without flowing cape. But we're going to go ahead and go with a... Oh, then there's a backpack style too. You want a jetpack unit alpha, along with the jetpack trail, which is the standard trail, which is the fire we see coming back out of that. Later on, we'll be able to get more trails once we go to the Quicksilver store. And some of these you'll be able to get from the expedition or from Twitch drops. There's a lot of them there to choose from, especially the capes, same thing too. The Outlaw Cape, I believe we'll be getting that later on, probably in Under a Rebel Star, which is the side quest. And a lot of these can be bought at the Quicksilver store, if not earned. So we'll go with the backpack for now. I like the style of the backpack. Let's go ahead and go black, yellow, black. And then banner, same thing, black, yellow. You can go ahead and choose your title here. This tells you how to get these titles. If you want to go ahead and unlock them. And this is later on a tip for the lower part of the series. Where is it for the last fishing? If you wanted the fishing helmets that you see from other players, there's actually a list here where you can go by where it says Child of Aquarius, the Fishmonger, the Angler, Friend of the Ocean, and then the Old River. So you can go ahead and go by these little descriptions in order for you to get those large amounts of fish, catch a lot of fish, or release 60 fish into the water, and you will get these achievements which give you different helmets. I'm going to go ahead and click out of that. It's going to ask me if I want to go ahead and save this. I am. I'm going to go ahead and press yes. And I just modified my whole appearance. If you want to go ahead and see what it looks like when you get out of it, go ahead and take a look. We'll get better stuff later on down the line. We choose to. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and encode the message. It's restored later for use. Upgrade your inventory access to technology in the merchant. When ready to leave, teleport Terminus to return to your base. So what it wants us to do, oh, I'm under the stairs, is to come up here and go to this spot that's right next to the exosuit research booth. We're going to get that upgrade, and I believe the first time is on the house. We will be collecting more things later on, but I like to have a few more slots open in the technology slot just in case. Wait. Oh, this one's free. This one costs about 1,000 units. So if we want free, let's go with cargo. So we can store more. We'll be worrying about upgrades later on down the line. And this over here by the multi-tool kiosk, you can go ahead and upgrade your multi-tool. You can insert new slots by purchasing them. You can purchase a new slot here if you don't have a multi-tool expansion slot. Those are usually the modules that you can put in, and they'll give you a free slot. You can upgrade the class from C to B, from B to A, from A to S by paying 10,000 units, and I believe it increases later on. I usually don't do that. I usually just outright buy all the classes, as you can see right here. All right, let's go back. We don't have to take the ship back down, and if you have anything that you don't need on your person, if you want to have more space, just go ahead and sell. I don't see anything in here that we do need to sell, nor do I see anything in the starship except for the silver, but we're going to keep a hold of it. There is the aluminium, there is the magno gold, and the quantum computer that we don't need just yet. Let's go ahead and sell those. This is your first little bit of money if you do have that on your person, or just anything you don't generally need at the moment. So you're asking, what don't I need in my exosuit? Actually, you're supposed to go in the ship. There we go. If I don't need anything in my exosuit or ship, what should I sell? Go ahead and sell something that's not immediate to your missions. Like Pug DM we may need later on, so we're going to hold on to that. Tritium clusters is a yes. Viking effigies, you can actually give those away and get standing, so we'll kind of keep those on hand. Aluminium, we'll take that and sell it. So we ended up getting a few units there. Magna Gold also goes. I believe that was it. The magnetic resonator we'll hold on to because we're going to need that later on down the line. We'll actually get a blueprint and go ahead and build those. Let's go back to the base. Alright, we are back. Let's go ahead and visit the base computer. Okay, let's go ahead and begin that decryption. Alright, signal required. Let's go ahead and go towards that signal. Oh, did not have to go far for that. It's actually on the same planet. I was under the impression we would have to leave it. Oh, there's a down freighter next to us. Let's go ahead and see if we need to go over there, actually. Now, we'll admit it, sometimes you don't need your target sweep in order for you to look for things, but in the storyline, you may have to land quite a few times in order for you to actually use the target sweep for you to find your destination. Looks like we don't need to this time because our destination is here. Request log. Okay, we go ahead and take the schematic, and that is our hyperdrive. So now we can actually leave the planet. Or not leave the planet, we can leave the system and go to another spot. Let's go ahead and install it. Let's see, we can actually... Oh yeah, we got a upgrade for that. Let's put it right here. We have enough chromatic metal for it, but we do not have enough microprocessors, and I believe we picked up the blueprint last time. I want to make sure I actually got that right. Yes, we did, and we only need 2 carbon nanotubes in order for us to do that, and actually, no, 2 3. We need 3. There we go. And if you need to look up the recipes or anything, or any kind of product, go over here, like that, and you'll see view craft steps. You press E, your mouse and keyboard or whatever input you want, and it shows you the full formula. Whoops, we need to go back and actually make, I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, and then we can get the other 2 and shift them over. You have a total of 5. Attach that to the hovercraft, I'm sorry, to the hyperdrive. And now we can go ahead and actually leave the system if we wanted to. Now, the only thing that's standing in the way of us is getting the stuff for the warp cell. We're going to need antimatter housing and antimatter. We already have 1. All we need to do is make more antimatter. Not letting me. I believe we don't even have the blueprint for it yet, so we can't necessarily do that just yet. Okay, hyperdrive is installed. Objective is completed. So now we craft the warp fuel, find antimatter recipe, which is going to take us a little bit of ways to get out there. Now that we scanned, we got a detection. Let's see if it's actually towards the left, over there. I believe we're still in the same. Yep, we're still on the same planet. Oh no, we're actually on a different part. We're on the moon. Ooh, that's actually convenient. Let's land over there. Should be a little tiny spot to land unless it's an abandoned. Yep, it is. It's an abandoned area. We'll go ahead and land here in the meantime to keep it close. And we need to go. Oh, this is the spot where we're supposed to go. It's actually going to take us to a spot. Have us then look for this place. So, lucky we landed here. That can go in the starship and be deleted later. We got success. Go ahead and run through this. Blueprint for antimatter. So, that's said and done. We now have the blueprint for it, and we can go ahead and make not as many as we need, but we can make a little bit. Usually takes about 4, I think, and for antimatter housing, we had just enough. So let me go ahead and show you what it actually is. So it's 30 oxygen and 50 ferrite dust, which comes out to a total of, since I made 5 on accident, we're actually supposed to make 4. It's 120 oxygen and 200 ferrite dust. And antimatter, 25 chromatic metal, as well as 20 condensed carbon. And since we made 3 of them, you'll need about 75 chromatic metal if you don't already have one. If you don't have that one, like I did, then you're going to have 100 chromatic metal and 80 condensed carbon to make your 4. That should be enough to go ahead and make you your 4 warp cells. I believe that will be enough to get us our 100%. It's only 4 warp cells. Awesome, awesome. Take what we can from here. Goes in the ship. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Look, oh, it gave us a hyperdrive module. That is pretty lucky. If you do happen to get one of those, go ahead and attach it to your hyperdrive range. Attach it to the slot so you can get an adjacency bonus for your hyperdrive. Now you'll notice the hyperdrive range is 101, which means we can only go 101 light years. But if we attach it to this, just like that, along with our 212 light year with warp efficiency of 100%, we can now go 323.8. You can also buy this at the space station for a certain amount, which may or may not be better, but oh, this is actually bigger than we thought. There's another room. Usually in these bigger places, you'll have an Atlas store, which you'll need not an Atlas store, you'll need an Atlas key to open this door that has an Atlas lock. And there's different tiers of keys, but we'll talk about that when we come around to it. And always pick these up, because sometimes they have microprocessors. Okay, we got everything we needed here. Oh, it has protection, I don't think we need to worry about. Hyperdrive is refueled, launched into space to test interstellar systems. And we have buildable technology, I think, over here somewhere. And be careful of the ceiling. Sometimes there's a little, like, vine that comes down and whacks you in the head. There's the ship. Go ahead and collect all of these. You're in the part of the game right now in the beginning where every resource you find that you're going to need is super helpful, especially if it comes from everything here. Let's go ahead and get that piece of technology at the bottom. Cool. How's our launch thruster? Okay, we got a little bit left, and we have some more fuel just in case we get a little low. And let's go. Pretty soon, we're going to have to upgrade that, but in the meantime, just kind of hold on to making more Starship launch fuel. If you can buy it, I recommend buying it rather than making it. That's the space station, we don't need that. Okay, so in order for you to go into the galaxy map, you're going to need to press, not X if you're on mouse and keyboard, you need to press M. I don't know why it's mapped with X when it should be M. And now you're in the galaxy map, and the places you can go to are the ones that have a yellow sun. So the question is, I can't get out of that. There we go, for freedom. Once you're locked in like that, you're not able to move too far away. You're going to use your right click just once, and you're able to search around the galaxy map however far you want to go. All the way around, up, down, doesn't matter. So back to the question, how do you know which places you can go and where you cannot go? You cannot go to places that have indium, emerald, and cadmium systems. So like that one over there, that's actually an anonymous signal blocking warp. That is red, so that is cadmium. Another one will be blue, like this, and that one's indium. And you'll see another one that's green. I don't know if a green one's going to pop up here or not. They'll be in a greenish color kind of tone. You'll know you can't go there. So if it's anonymous warp blocking, or anonymous signal blocking warp, that's one of the ones we can't go to. And all the ones we can go to are yellow suns. Pretty much anywhere you need to go. So there's a faction there, and a faction there, and a faction there. But you'll notice we can't really see anything from there just yet until we come to the system. And if you press left select and then R to expand, you can see all the information there. For mining, the selling and buying, as well as what kind of state that it's in. It's in a comfortable state, and it's actually pretty peaceful, conflict-wise. Let's go ahead and jump into another system. Now, what I want to do for you guys in the future, which we're going to set up a little bit by little, is since we're already in the mining system, that's going to be one of the trade systems we're going to use to make a little bit of money so we can buy things later on. We're going to hop over to this one. You can go as far as you want to go, or I should say, you can go as far as your ship will allow you to go. Remember, we're restricted by that 313 light year. Oh, don't tell me that's what I think it is. Okay, go ahead and go through this little test and the storyline. Plotting route. Oh, it is a paradise planet. If you're lucky enough to find a paradise planet, I highly recommend building your base on it. This keeps you from having to deal with hazardous weather and whatnot. It'll still have its storms and whatnot, but for the most part, it looks beautiful. Like, I want to go ahead and show you. Oh, actually, we do have to go there, so let's go. Now, if you ever want to come back to this place, and you don't necessarily have to jump using your ship, you can go ahead and land at the space station, jump out, jump back in your ship, or portal back to your old base, and you can come back here at any time. But you'll notice this place has trees. Actually, why are we landing here? I completely forgot. If there isn't a building nearby, then we'll have to come down. Oh, the monolith right there. So sometimes it'll say paradise, and I'm pretty sure it said paradise when we landed here, but when we get out, it may say rainy. Actually, it says a bountiful planet. It kind of changed the name a little bit. It should say paradise. But I don't know what's going on with the description for that. If you do see that the description doesn't match, that's okay. You're still technically on an Earth-like because you're on Starbulb, or it has Starbulb and Parfenium. And sometimes, most of the time, it has copper. Not necessarily salt, but as long as you have those 3 lined up out of the 4, you're totally fine for an Earth-like. Okay, cool. Learn another Gek word. Come over to this. It's Traveler. Probably should have chose Friend. This first. Doesn't matter which one you choose, it's fine. We have seen the eye. Okay, awesome. We got our 1 warp cell. That's awesome. Now we need to find our mysterious messenger. Okay, we got a milestone complete. Oh, beginner learned 5 words. That's awesome. And we're out of fuel. No problem. We already have 3 lined up. And we can take off. Remember, at every takeoff, it takes about 25%. So 3 more takeoffs, and we're going to keep losing it. Like I said, we're going to head to explore nearby planets or search in a new system. Okay, so for this one, go ahead and step out. And notice that this is manufacturing. This is also really good because we need, I don't know if I have my trusty little handbook here. So our trade route will be energy, from energy to mining, from mining to manufacturing, from manufacturing to tech. We're already making our little loop for getting merchandise that we can buy and then sell to the next system. And something I did forget to do here, I forgot to go to the space station. So make sure you go to the space station before you leave the system. Oh, actually need to stop. There is a black hole in front of us that all of a sudden spawned. Don't worry about this. What I do recommend is going around. Don't go through it yet. Just go around. That's cool. We have a black hole that we can refer to later on down the line in the series. Let's head towards the space station still. Anomalous events will happen randomly, so don't worry about it. If you don't feel like you want to stop, you don't have to stop, and it won't show up. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Get around to the front. We're going to land so we can establish this place to come back to through the portal. Alright, let's hop back out and then back in. We'll go to another system that may or may not have what we need. There'll be a better way to efficiently do this, because we don't have one of the modules that we need in order for us to decode what economy we're going to need in the future. Okay, so we know this one's manufacturing. The one where our base is at is mining. So we're going to go to the next one that's closest to us. I think this one's manufacturing as well. Yep. We got 2 manufacturings. Now, you want to... What I didn't explain is when you're doing this is to go ahead and check, oh, this is pirate controlled. We actually can't go here. And what I mean by that is with pirate controlled systems, we can't necessarily portal from there to a legal system unless we have a base there, because pirate system does illegal stuff, a legal system does legal stuff. You can smuggle things from the pirate controlled system over to this system to make even more money. You do have the choices to do that. The only problem is if you wanted to middleman it, you would have to go from here, go to your base, from your base, then to the station. And then keep doing that back and forth, unless you just want to go from this system and then fly and use your ship to this system, because then you only have to go from one spot to the other. The only problem is you'll use up all your hyperdrive fuel. So doing it the other way with a middleman, you won't have to use that much fuel. You'll just be jumping in between portals, which is quicker than using your ship to 1, get into it, 2, leave the station, then 3, leave the system, go into another system, enter the station, and then sell. Instead of just going from portal to station, actually from portal to base to station, portal from base to station. That sounded a little confusing. Okay, so not necessarily that one. We'll give it one more try. Okay, first contact. What do we got? Said nano something. Okay, nano construction. For this one, on the other hand, I believe this would be our tech. Go ahead and land. Oh, got an incoming message. Okay, let's identify ourselves. And either one of these you can choose. There isn't a specific one you need to choose. I believe that was the person we were supposed to talk to, and we got our coordinates to go ahead and go in that direction. Go ahead and go inside here for a moment. Okay, this one, yep, nanotechnology. Let's go ahead and take a look. It should say something like, it say it needs manufacturing goods. If you scroll down, you'll see this is where we're supposed to sell. Economy demands parts. I believe those parts can be from manufacturing places. The only way to kind of go ahead and match that is to go through the station again. And because of the places we've been to, you notice the pirate one doesn't show up because we can't warp to there. Actually, we never landed at the station. So this one is our manufacturing. Let's go ahead and go there and kind of look. This is what I meant by going back and forth. And it has all the things that we're going to need to sell over there. All of these that have the green percentages, those are going to be our ticket to getting more units. So in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and go with the storyline up until we're going to need that money. Oh, I thought it was to the right of us. Alright, back in the ship and back down to the stranger's coordinates. Again, it wants us to land there. If you can, go ahead and find a nearby building. That may or may not be the place where it wants us to go. And I got a funny feeling it wants us to land here. Oh, I was wrong. It actually wanted us to go that way. But in the meantime, this is what I was talking about in the walkthrough prep. This is going to be an area here that you're going to want to get your exosuit from. It's going to ask you for a certain amount of things in order for you to get another tech slot in there. For just using this as an example, we need 1 carbon nanotube to make. So that antimatter housing that we used earlier, it goes in there. They'll ask for like random resources. As long as you have it, then inventory slot is on the house. We went ahead and gained another one of those. But only do that if you have the resources. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I don't know where we're going, actually. Okay, we're not that far. Should be right over the hill. And this is a crashed ship that we can go ahead and take as our own. I believe this is Artemis's ship. Give it a little bit of sodium and chromatic metal. So notice how much of those you're going to need. You're going to need sodium. I'd say about more than 10. I didn't get a good look at it. But for this, you're going to need about 5 chromatic metal. But we have those materials, so super easy. We just need to go ahead and insert them. Extract records. And ta-da! We got our advanced mining laser. So the wiring loom, we actually do need money to go ahead and buy that. And hermetic seal and carbon nanotubes, we need 1 and 1 of each. That should not be too hard for us to make. A hermetic seal, done. Now the wiring loom, on the other hand, those need to be purchased. Here's another one of those buildable technologies that we're gonna need. I know a lot of players will tell you just go ahead and sell them. Don't sell them yet. Hold on to those. That's actually the currency you're going to need in order for you to get your stuff from the space anomaly, which we'll run into next episode. Now that we've ran through that, oh, we have Something good for us, I hope. Oh, just nanites. That's it. Nanites is always good. Where's it? Oh, the ship is all the way over there. Alright, so this is what's going to happen. Let's go ahead and get rid of... Where is it? There it is, right there. Living slime. You're going to walk up to the ship. The ship is going to be in terrible condition. You don't have to take it if you don't want to. But I usually take them. I like to fix them up, and then I like to sell them later on. But that's like an end game kind of thing to do. So you can compare it if you want. You can claim the ship. That will not get rid of this ship. Just remember that. You don't need to transfer anything. You can take a look at the cargo if you want. You can take a look at the technology, how banged up it is. Claim the ship, and now the ship is yours, but you can't hop into it because it's broken. I mean, you can, but you'll get... Ooh, we got creature pellets this time. Nice. So with creature pellets, we can go ahead and give those pellets to any one of the animals, and we can keep them as our companion and ride them. But you notice it says shield down, and we'll need a lot of this to repair the launch thruster and whatnot if we wanted to take this, specific ship. So we came back out, our shield's back up, our shield is back up, and we can go ahead and bring our other ship in. And how do we do that since we claimed this ship? Well, in order for us to do that, we go over to select other ship within a quick menu, and we can do that by going to summon vehicles, then to select other ship. That other ship is the beginner one that we were using. And it'll come down and be ready for us to collect. We don't need to worry about this ship. This ship is going to follow us all the time because now we claimed it. Let's see, and next up on our list, we need to go ahead and attach that my mining laser, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I'm sorry you guys, I'm like stammering because I want to tell you so much about what's going to go on in the next few episodes. Anyway, when we're doing this, the next episode on how to get money, how to get our economy scanner if we're going to go to that, and how we're going to make you millions so you can buy whatever you need to buy in the meantime. Go beyond, traveler.